My family never treated me like their own, so when my grandmother finally acknowledged me as an equal to my golden child brother, my parents were seething. They did everything they could to fuck me over, so I did it back and did it 10 times better. Growing up, my family loved playing games. You're probably thinking I mean Monopoly, Scrabble, or even the game of life. But no, they had just one game in mind, playing favorites. When I was 7 and my older brother Tyler was 10, his birthday party had a hired DJ, inflatable water slides, and was catered from his favorite restaurant. My birthday that same year, I got a half-hearted, "Your mom wanted me to say happy birthday" from my dad, which was followed by, well, nothing. I didn't get cake or a single present, but I didn't even cry, because by that point I had already been taught and fully knew that I was less than my brother. And as we got older, the differences were impossible to ignore. I remember spending 6 months babysitting to save up for a laptop when I was 14. When Tyler saw it, he immediately wanted a laptop too and threw a fit. But instead of teaching him about saving money, my parents went out the next day and bought him a much better model than mine. I think my dad actually noticed the look of disappointment on my face, and he consoled me by advising me to stop being an ungrateful piece of crap and to be grateful for what I was given. School should have been my escape, but instead, it was simply another way for my parents to show their favoritism. In 6th grade, I had a solo in the winter concert that I practiced for endlessly, but on the night of the performance, my parents showed up at the very end. Their excuse for barely showing up was comforting Tyler after he got an eyelash in his eye. When I expressed my hurt feelings later that night, my mom said I was being dramatic and should be more understanding of my brother's health issues. Academically, nothing I did seemed to matter. I joined the debate club, maintained straight A's throughout middle school, and even won first place in a statewide writing competition. But my parents just kept reminding me I wasn't good enough. They literally told me to be more like Tyler, and only then would they love me more. Ironically, if I was like Tyler, I would have been failing. I remember when Tyler got a D- up to a C- in his Algebra 1, my parents took him out for a celebratory dinner and bought him $1,000 concert tickets as motivation to keep improving. Meanwhile, for me, my parents would ground me for coming home 10 minutes late from studying at the library. I remember Tyler would set off the house alarm at 4 a.m., reeking of beer, and they'd just chuckle before muttering their favorite phrase of all time, "Boys will be boys." In junior year, I was one of 3 students from our state selected for a prestigious summer program at Stanford. I was ecstatic. When I shared the news at dinner, my mom said, "Okay, why are you telling me this?" My dad just grunted and asked who would feed the dog while I was gone. The next day, I overheard my mom telling her friend on the phone that I was always trying to make Tyler feel bad with my fancy academic stuff. When I needed a ride to the airport for Stanford, my parents couldn't take me because Tyler had a game and they'd die before missing one of Tyler's games. So I had to ask my friend's parents for a ride. My friend's mom made a point to take photos of me boarding the plane to commemorate the occasion. She even sent me care packages during the program, something my own parents never thought to do. The college application process was another nightmare, but long story short, I got a scholarship. I tried to hide it, but then my mom found the letter and suggested I decline it because someone else probably deserves it more. Meanwhile, my parents were completely understanding when Tyler barely graduated high school and decided not to go to college. They even bought him a truck as a graduation gift. But later on, they did end up leaving me with something: a diagnosis of depression and anxiety. It took years to build my self-esteem and learn to validate myself instead of seeking my parents' approval. My therapist helped me recognize patterns of seeking external validation and people-pleasing that stemmed directly from my childhood experiences. My immediate family wasn't supportive, but I managed to build a decent life anyway. I graduated college with honors, landed a good job in marketing, and even bought my own condo by